Hey, this is Chris Carroll from Vintage Vibe. I have a new tech tip for you today on the proper way to install the Miracle Mod action modification. If you are considering the Miracle Mod, it's most likely because you want to fix the stiff or sluggish action on your Fender Rhodes piano. Forget any lubrication. The true way to a fast and light action is the Miracle Mod, and you can purchase it right now at vintagevibe.com. The Miracle Mod comes in 73 and 88 key kits and includes bumps, felts, glue, and an applicator bottle. So without any further ado, let's get into this. Step 1. The first step is going to be establishing the correct key dip. Click on the link in the description to check out our tech tip on key dip. Step 2. Next, we're going to establish the proper key height on the first and last key. We are going to use the front key slip as a point of reference. The key slip is there structurally as case support, but also as trim work to cover the bottom of the keycaps. We want the bottom 1/8 inch of the keycap to be hidden by the key slip. Step 3. Next, we're going to want to remove the piano from the case. Then remove the harp and take the side supports off. At this point, the key bed and the action rail should be sitting alone on the work table. At this point, we're going to establish our stop lock position on the first key. Step 4. Remove the first key from the key bed. We will approach this step differently depending on the type of piano and key pedestal you have. If the piano was made between 1975 and 1977 and has aluminum action rails, there is a good chance it has bare wood pedestals and the felt is on the hammer cam. Check out our tech tip on removing the felt from the hammer cam. The link is in the description. If your piano is a Fender Rhodes type, which is any year up to early 1975 with wood action rails, you will have felt on your pedestal that will now be removed. After you've removed the felt from the pedestal, reinsert the key into the key bed. Step 5. Put the piano into a position where you can clearly see the relationship between the hammer and the key pedestal. By pushing down on the key, you can see how the hammer rolls on the flat of the key pedestal. We are looking to find the correct placement to install the Miracle Mod bump on the pedestal. The hammer cam should be sitting flat on the pedestal when the key is fully depressed without going into aftertouch. At this point, the hammer has a slope that starts going up off the pedestal. You will see a gap here. This is where we are going to install the bump. The bump should be as close to the hammer cam as possible without it affecting its resting position, meaning the hammer should not sit on the bump at all. The bump's job is twofold. It acts as a lever and also creates a stop locking position for the hammer, also described as a brake. It eases the feel of the action and also limits aftertouch. When installed properly, it creates a quality of precision that you can feel lock into place. This eliminates all of the slop, sluggishness, and unbalanced feel that we previously had. With a pencil, make a small mark on the side of the pedestal where you think the Miracle Mod bump should go. Then pull the key out. With a very small dab of super glue, temporarily glue a bump to that spot. Step 7. This is the most critical point in our application, so take your time and get it right, no matter how long it takes you. Once we have established our position, we're going to want to put felt on top of the bump to confirm our results. Put the key back into the piano and test by looking for correct stop lock. Correct stop lock is when the key is depressed and the bump initially acts as a lever. Then at full key travel, it acts as a locking position for the hammer without impeding the hammer. At this point, we should not be able to trigger much aftertouch by pushing on the key, and we should see the hammer cam sitting perfectly flat on the pedestal. Step 8. Now repeat steps 4 through 7, but with the last key. Step 9. Remove the felt that we put on the first key and the last key and reinsert the keys into the key bed. Step 10. We are now going to remove all the felts from the key pedestals, and there are a couple of ways we can do this. We can steam the felts with water and an iron, or we can use acetone. Today we're going to use acetone to remove the pedestal felt. It is important not to let the acetone dry. We want to keep the felt wet at all times. Let it soak in and apply 3 or 4 coats before peeling the felts off with your finger. We can also use a utility knife. Once the felt is completely off the wood, we'll scrape the wood pedestal clean. Step 11. With a long straight edge and a pencil, draw a line across the pedestals from one bump to the other. Now we have one consistent mark to line up all the bumps with. Step 12. Now we're going to install all of the bumps precisely and evenly as possible on that pencil line across the piano keys. Step 13. At this point, we'll glue up the pedestal felt. Unravel the pedestal felt flat on a table and apply the gel contact cement. Then allow it to dry. Do the same on the rest of the key pedestals. Step 14. We want to make sure our glue is slightly tacky to dry before we adhere them together. Step 15. Now start applying the pedestal felt to the individual keys. With the use of a straight edge, such as a ruler, putty knife, or a utility knife, we press the felt into the edges on both sides of the bump to ensure full adhesion. Step 16. Now we reinstall the keys into the piano. Finally, we'll reassemble the rest of the piano. Now we have our completed Miracle Mod Action Mod, resulting in a fast and light action. Visit vintagevibe.com to order your Miracle Mod kit today. So that's a good tip.
Hey, what's up? I'm Alex, the digital media specialist here at Vintage Vibe. You can click here to subscribe, you can click here to check out an article on our website, and you can click here to watch another video.